What's going on, guys? So we're gonna go over some more OE stuff. And okay, I actually this is gonna be the first time I try out the video stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I just I don't think it's coming in that loud, but I'll try to maybe turn it up after the fact. Maybe it's something that I'll figure out later on. But here's this video about the former Microsoft VP talking about OE. Yeah, I mean, I don't think really anyone's going to argue with him on that. I mean, people have been working multiple jobs for a long time. Like he said, even people just like sweeping floors or whatever. I know that I've definitely worked multiple jobs pretty much my whole life. Um, but yeah, I mean, obviously, we also know that it's like I thought it was going to list the millionaires and billionaires who own, run, and are on the board of multiple companies. Yeah, I mean, if you don't know that, you can look up a lot of these people. Um, um, well, I think there was a YouTube video about it. Oh, what's his name? But someone put it out where they were talking smack on Overemployed, and then when you go to their LinkedIn, they're on the board of like 5 different companies. They own another company. They're VP of another company. So it's like, okay, well, you're working multiple jobs for multiple companies, so why can't we, right? And so once you kind of get that, then it's like, yeah, who cares? Do what I do, and you do what you do, and the world keeps spinning. Things keep getting done, right? You don't have to literally just be productivity. Just I'm being the most productive. Like there's not much value in doing that. Just get the job done. Um, I'm gonna look at this one. So it finally happened. A coworker got caught. So this is an interesting story. So a coworker of mine working I don't know if he was working job for or the coworker was, but coworker of mine working for job 4J got caught. His primary was working at the company I work for. Okay. His output was horrific and he obviously overcommitted, but still managed to keep this running for an impressive amount of time. His role pulled in between 130 175K from each. I would give him kudos, but this dude made a massive mistake, and this is why I'm posting word of caution. He worked for 4 companies in the same town, all remote, of course. No, this is an extremely small town with an even tinier market for the kind of work we do. The head of HR at my first job is friends with all of the HR heads at the other companies he was working for, which basically comprises the entire industry in this town. Because of that, they did a choreographed takedown, and he was let go within a matter of minutes from all 4. Dang. He's basically blacklisted if he wants to work locally in this industry ever again. Not that it's a huge setback, but certainly a pain in the ass for him, though I'm sure he's all set with his 1 to 2 million he pulled in over the last few years doing this. So word to the wise, make sure you diversify where you work so there's absolutely no way anyone could know anyone else regarding HR. Yeah. I volunteered to be blacklisted for 2 million. Well worth it. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and blacklist me. I'll never be applying to that job again. LOL. Yeah. Literally. Yeah. It's less of a well choreographed takedown and more of a surprise fire. Yet somehow, after all the time and money, my bank would say 200K, no doubt. Yeah. Right. For a 2 mil lump sum, absolutely. The subject more likely grossed about 640 per year, assuming 4 jobs at 160. That works out to 440, assuming Yeah, taking out standard deduction. Yeah. How did he manage to work with such large balls? Blocking his view, no joke. He probably said, "Okay, whatever, your loss." Yeah, those HR managers probably think they're geniuses, but this guy has been playing them all for years. That's when four monitors really comes in handy. Oh man. Okay, this one's pretty funny. Uh, just found out that I make less than my entire team. I'm the most senior. I'm 50K less than the person above me. 70K less than the highest earning person, and this is just my department in a huge company. I'm so done and starting to apply to a second job tonight. When I was promoted into my current role, I was told that they couldn't increase my salary too much because I already make too much. You're all right. These companies don't care about you. Yeah, I mean, that's just the truth. This happened to me a while back. It happened about a month before the review phase. I went into the meeting with my boss with a piece of paper on it with the exact amount that my coworker was making. They were hired way after me and were making 30K more than I was with less experience. I waited through the whole review, and when got to the merit increase, I stopped my boss and slid the piece of paper over to him. It was a specific number, 103,700. I said, "This is what I want my new salary to be," which was 30K more than I was making. He said, "Why?" And I told him that I saw quote unquote Mike's pay stub on his desk, and he has less experience than I do. My boss got up and said, "I'll be right back." He walked over to the office next door where the HR woman was and talked to her for a few minutes. He came back and gave me some BS saying he couldn't do that much in one single review, but over the course of reviews, he could increase it more than others. In a way, he did. It took about 4 years? No way, dude, of large increases to get me to that number, but now I'm 4 years behind Mike. Still, I ended up leaving, exactly, and now make way more than I ever would have staying there. Yeah. I mean, literally, you could wait so long for a raise, or you could just get a second job. Like, what? You get a 100% raise, or you can get a 5% raise year over year. Like, do the math. Point of the story is never feel like you're not worth asking for what you're worth. I'd be pissed if I were you. You have every right to say something. Salary is not a secret. Employers just discourage employees from talking about it for this very reason. It's absolutely asinine that companies would have bigger budgets for hiring, but not for retention. They'll hem and haw over giving you 5%, but will hire your replacement for 50K more plus a sign-on bonus without batting an eye. Yeah, that is a bit weird and interesting, but it is what it is. Man, you started off and then took it in the ear for another 4 years. You got played twice. Yeah. If you're in tech, especially, the only way to make more money is to leave every 2 to 3 years. In my industry, it's almost expected. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Seeing those paychecks. First triple payday. So this guy has 3 jobs. Nice. Happy payday, everyone. This is what we work for. Hope you are as grateful as I am for this opportunity. Now go and stash your cash into savings, invest it, pay off your debt, treat yourself. What a time to be OE. Yeah, there you go. All right. Let's see. So, gotta check some more stuff here. Got my first OEJ2 paycheck today, LFG. At the beginning of Q1, I picked up a second job to become OE for the first time today. I received my first paycheck, and man, it makes all the stress, juggling, and hard work worth it. Okay. Let's see. What is this? What? Is this promoted? Health insurance. Once you start, you can't stop. I understand that burnout is a real thing. We all need brain breaks from time to time. That being said, I can't imagine going back to having only one job. I don't touch the money from job 2, and those checks deposit directly into my high interest savings account. I can't go back now. Yeah, exactly. Like, once you get used to that higher level of stress, it just becomes normal. And that's, humans are adaptable. They adapt to anything. Like, if you get put in prison, eventually you'll adapt to that and go back to normal levels of quote unquote happiness and stress, right? But you just have to give it some time. And the same thing for being overemployed. I went down to first job for a couple months last year. It was an amazing time to have so much time to do stuff, spend quality time with my family. Now I'm back to 3 jobs, and I'm very thankful to be making huge strides towards my savings and investments, but I do feel significantly restrained with my time. So I can see people going back to a 1 job if they have a good enough salary with the 1 job and have a decent nest egg, but would like to have some time back. I remember having 1 job and being restrained and having no money. Some call that early 2020. Right, right. Okay. And quitting but asked to be at an event for over 15 hours. Current position is hybrid. Oh no, let's see. This is crazy. Hybrid. It sounds terrible. However, I plan to give notice. The required notice is 1 month. There is no such thing as a required notice. You just don't show up. What do you mean? And yeah, it's insane. As I've gotten 2 full remote offers that pay way more and just seem overall better, I plan to be full remote during my notice, as I don't see any point in going 3 times a week when I'm leaving anyway. I've been asked to attend an exhibition for construction companies as an organization is attending. My role has nothing to do with helping out at an exhibition, but I've been asked to do this just to help out my colleagues in case they need it. No, I'm not going. Yeah, no. The issue is they're asking me to go to this expedition, be there at 6 a.m. and I'll have to stand at 10 p.m. and take pictures and videos. No way, dude. You're crazy. Just say no. I haven't given them my notice yet. As I'm waiting to sign with a new company. However, this is starting to really annoy me. I don't intend to be there all those hours, especially during my last month there. What do you guys do? I would just not go. What are they going to do? Fire you? Might be tough to flat out refuse and play the role of a jerk, but it's probably doable. I would go and then pretend to be sick in the hotel room or call in sick at the other 2 jobs. Split the difference. Call in sick, COVID test. Yeah. Just be a complete no-show. They probably won't even notice. I just go. It's free travel. You'll get airline miles, hotel pints, and free food. If you're planning to leave the company anyway, you don't have to give 100% at the show. You've got nothing to lose, and you gain a free trip. If you travel a lot for work, you quickly realize travel is not a perk. Yeah, honestly. Are they paying you overtime? Yeah. I don't know. I'd try to get out of it, though, to be honest. I need advice. Job 1 is suspicious of job 2. I had a colleague from job 1 reach out asking if I'm at a second job. They know my manager at job 2 and must have heard they hired me. I have ignored their question, but am worried it will escalate at both jobs. I knew the risk, so please don't chastise me. I'm simply asking for advice here on the best path forward. Quit second job immediately and pray I can keep job 1. Continue to ignore and ride it out. What? Continue to ignore and ride it out, dude? What do you mean? I think you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. So might as well ride it out while you can. Meanwhile, look for job 3. 100% agree. Yeah, a new job 1. Yeah, exactly. I was thinking the same thing. Best case is they forget about it over the long weekend or not replying. Or by not replying, they assume my account is glitched, so that's still active. Writing it out and sending applications while I'm still employed. Thank you. Went through a full panic attack yesterday. Now I see quitting job 2 on the spot would only make things worse. Yes, terrible. Yep, I'm giving them a 90-day probation trial before I end up keeping them as a client. It's a Hail Mary, but might get you 3 months. No. What? I've used this during the transition. It's actually brilliant. Doing a company change is a huge leap of faith. I don't know about it. I wish I had an award to give you, but since Opie didn't answer them, assumed that they already spoke to someone about what they heard. What good is gossip when you can't share it with everyone? My vote is to say that it's your evil twin at job 2. It's funny how employers are willing to exploit workers night and day, but as soon as a worker starts doing anything smart, it's a fireable offense. Yeah. Well, it's because in the contract you sign when you agree to accept the offer. If you break that contract, then it's quite fair. The company decide to fire you, either work for someone else, or whatever. This is always weird to me. I almost never talk about my coworkers to people by anything identifiable. Maybe X situation is happening, but never who it is. Yeah, same. Yeah, I mean, dude. But you have to understand these boomers, man. Like, or not even boomers, just like anyone, just normies. That's just how it is. Okay, so negotiate for more pay or accept the first offer. Hello, friends. I just got offers coming in, and this is my current situation. Job 1, 110K, full stack DevOps. Job 2, 90K front end. Incoming offers, job 3. Holy cow. 100K DevOps, 100K DevOps, 100K DevOps. Not sure if I'll take them all. Probably just one, unless I can really stagger those start dates. My question: should I negotiate for more pay? This year marks my third year as a professional. I would label myself as an almost mid-level software engineer. Does negotiating for more pay put more eyes on me, as in more micromanagement? Should I just accept the offers as is to take the road of least resistance? Let me know what y'all think. For those kinds of figures, I wouldn't even stress to make 10 or 20K more. Just choose what suits OE better. Better to work 4 hours, 8 hours per day in 2 to 3 jobs and make X than work 10 to 12 hours and make X plus 10 to 15K. Yeah, literally. Yeah, it seems like the path of least resistance is the way to go. Better for my health in the long run. At this point, if a W-2 full-time employee, I negotiate other stuff that will make my life easier. When you're making 300K, those extra 20K don't make the same difference they do when you make 75K. So I negotiate more vacation, later start times, stand-up times changes. Yeah, that's another way of looking at it. I'll look into that. Thanks a lot. Just pick the one you think will be easiest to be overemployed in this environment. It's dumb to press on less ideal overemployed roles. Job 3, start immediately. Job 4, hey guys, I actually have vacation coming up next week. Can we start 2 weeks? I would try to stagger further out, but 2 weeks, yeah. Job 5, I have a project I'm finishing up, and I hate to leave my team high and dry when they've been so good to me. Can we start 4 weeks from now? Edit. Also make sure that you prioritize jobs based on what's most appealing, largest organization, best benefits, most relaxed, most OE compatible. Didn't think about delay tactics. Go with whatever's the fewest hours and consider comp as the tiebreaker. Big pay with lots of meetings is never worth it. Very true. I always ask for more. If you're fielding other offers, put what they have on the table. But as someone else said, there are peripherals you might want more. I never thought to negotiate for a different team's stand-up time, which is just mind-bogglingly brilliant. When you consider compounding interest, 10 to 20K per year, and extra salary on an additional job will add up. Recruiters and companies are never going to offer you the max salary in their pay range initially, so you should always negotiate, whether you just ask if they can go higher or name what you were considering up to. Good luck. Third year and you are making more than me with 10 years in the oil industry. That is whack. Yeah, that's how it is, you know? And he has multiple jobs, mind you, so it's even worse. Your friendly OE marketer. Let's see what this guy says. Just talk to the team of announcing new hires and anniversaries on LinkedIn. You're welcome. Just talk the team out of announcing new hires and anniversaries on LinkedIn. Yeah. Many of us dodged a bullet there. Not even OE. I appreciate you doing this for the greater good. Because the corporate creative who still listens to Rage Against the Machine. Okay. Let's see. Unlimited vacation policies. What's this about? To those with unlimited vacation policies, how many days do you consider reasonable to formally take? For me, it's somewhere between 4 and 6 weeks, but I'm curious where others stand on that matter. After all, the downfall to unlimited vacation is never knowing if you used enough for too much. 30 to 40 work days. I usually use about 10 of those for days when one of my jobs decides to have an on-site. The rest are for me. I use sick days for days when I'm under tight deadlines. Whenever I'm actually sick, I just go online and don't do anything. Yeah. Show up for meetings and sometimes just make up appointments for them so I don't have to go to them. It's a good system that's worked for years now. When I'm actually sick, I just go online and don't do anything. So true. Last year I took 90 days, still got the top marks on my performance review and survived layoffs, so I guess I didn't take enough. Did you openly request us to declare those days? There were about 250 working days in 2022. Are you saying more than a third of those of your salary is PTO? Yeah, what's up with that? Unlimited PTO isn't unlimited if you reach a limit. I'm just trying to figure out what it is. Interesting. Interesting. So this guy literally took 90 days of PTO. I guess it's just as long as you meet deadlines. Interesting. Huh. At least 5 weeks. That's market for PTO at other companies. Make your own tracker. Use it. I have unlimited and try to shoot for 5 weeks, give or take a few days. 5 to 6 weeks. I was due 5 weeks this year before the change to flexible. I take 40 plus. Figure the last place I worked without unlimited, I was at 30 days annually. If unlimited is actually a benefit, I should be taking more. Plus, I'm taking more to account for them being valueless if I leave early. Unlimited PTO is a smokescreen that only benefits the employer. Is almost all situation. The corporate culture ensures that people take little to no time off because of this. When people do take off, it'll average out to be less than the standard 2 weeks plus sick time. Another benefit for the company is not having any liability on the books for PTO that they'll have to pay out when people get fired / laid off or quit. Very interesting. This is why you should look for companies that have unlimited PTO and a minimum at my job is 3 weeks. There you go. So they need a minimum too. Okay. Let's see. Well, I'll probably just do one more. Getting ready to start job 1. How long will it take to get job 2? This is a very good post because it might pertain to some of the people watching. I've been stalking the subreddit for quite some time. After some time off for mental health from working for almost a year, I've just accepted my first job offer, accepted it last week. I specifically chose a role I do well at and know I can in a way that is efficient and make room for another job that doesn't require me to work overtime. After spending a year lurking here, I've never been so excited to get a position like this. Of course, just like recommended here, I've kept applying just less aggressively. I've already had another interview that went really well, and I am going to round 2. I start job 1 this month. How long would you hold out to accept an offer from your second job, or how long out from job 1 to start for job 2? No fixed timeline. Each of us adapt / settle into routine differently. Get comfortable to where you won't overwork yourself at job 2 and start there, but by all means start applying sooner rather than later. I picked up job 3, and the difference from having job 2 to job 3 is huge, Rant. So when I picked up a third job, I noticed I'm literally using my brain more, which has caused more stress. Mind you, I do consulting in all 3 jobs, which means I'm on a project for 6 weeks on average, always doing something new, meeting new clients, remembering all the tasks I have due across all the jobs, and actually completing it in a timely manner. I would really like to see the average IQ of people who are overemployed and keeping their jobs for at least a year. I'm sure it's above 120 average. I don't think I could do a 4th job. Total pay is 385. I can confirm. Okay, this is hilarious. From personal experience, the difference between 1 and 2 jobs is nowhere near the same between 2 and 3 jobs. With 2, you are switching. With 3, you need to be full on juggling, and meeting conflicts become unavoidable. You will have to make regular concessions at your jobs. Also, it's way easier to find compatibility between 2 jobs and 3. It's just exponentially more unlikely they'll all fit together. Not saying to not do it, just understand the extra complexity it adds is not proportional. It's just like being a parent. 1 or 2 kids isn't too bad. 3 is a huge step up from 2. Conversely, going from 3 to 4 isn't as drastic as going from 2 to 3. You just need to be very good at prioritization, delegation, and not being shy when it comes to canceling / rescheduling meetings, as it is likely to happen quite often. It'll feel so often that someone will surely notice, but if you spread out the canceling / rescheduling between the multiple jobs, it typically won't be an issue. On a side note, I've been OE for years and have even received amazing performance reviews, raises, and bonuses. But I doubt my IQ is 120, lol. With parenting, when you go to 2 to 3 kids, you go from man to zone defense. The addition of kid 4 is no problem because everything has already gone to hell. I don't know, man. Going from 1 to 2 kids is a huge step up too. I personally had 2 close call moments of picking up job 3, did applications, interview stages each time, and even reject a 3rd job offer. Rarely, but sometimes there might be a week where I think I could have a 3rd job. Then there are several weeks at a time where I'm like, how much longer is this going to last having 2 jobs? I've accepted 3 jobs just isn't for me. Someone previously made a post on financial diminishing returns on savings and investments. When adding a 3rd job income into the equation, I think pretending to fat fire. I would love to hear stories on other success failures with a 3rd job. How long did it last? I'm 7 months into 4 jobs, 11 months into 2 jobs, 2 weeks into job 5, and I'm dying. 10-hour workdays, 4 to 10 hours of work on weekends. 2 hours before the first meeting, 6 hours of back-to-back meetings. Basically, some camera on. Most are scrum type meetings, so pretty pointless. But a lot of people just ask questions to anyone. 2 hours after for more heads down work. I still work during meetings when I can. Overall, I've gotten good feedback in the last 3 months since year-end performance reviews. I'm by no means advocating this to anyone. 2 of the jobs are basically 2 hours of work a week. 1 is a 10-hour a week of work, though sometimes a lot more, and sometimes I only go to the stand-up since the workload comes and goes. My highest paying job takes up most of my time, but my TC is about 240, and I enjoy the work of that one. TC for 2023, if I continue, is 770K. This guy. Oh man. Okay, we're gonna end it on that note. That's just crazy. Let's see the comments. Just keep your health in check. Do some walks, vitamins. 2 to 3 years like this, and you can retire on passive retirements. Yeah, I have to ask, what kind of work do you do? SWE, project manager, all senior level SWE. I don't get a lot of tasks to delegate, but a lot of them I'm able to push back on or lengthen the timeline without any questions from my managers. Yeah, there you go. All right, guys. So that's it for that. It's pretty impressive, this last guy, but whether you're that other guy that just had getting started with their first job, or this guy who has 5 now, I mean, it is what it is, and everyone's just doing their own thing. So I'll see you on the next one.